So, picture this. You're in Tokyo, land of Michelin stars, Wagyu beef and sushi so delicate it could make a grown man cry. The world thinks Japanese women in their 20s are living on artisanal matcha lattes, home-cooked bento boxes with Hello Kitty rice balls, and Instagram-perfect avocado toast. Cute, healthy, aesthetic, right? Wrong. The reality is a nightmare snack aisle masquerading as a diet plan. Welcome to the food disasters of Japanese women in their 20s, a tragicomedy of convenience store chicken nuggets, sugary lattes that could sedate a horse, and midnight cup noodles eaten while scrolling Instagram for healthy lifestyle tips. Now, before anyone gets triggered, let me clarify. Japan's national pride in cuisine is real. But the daily diet of a 20-something woman juggling low wages, long hours, and cramped apartments, that's not Kyoto Kaiseki. That's Family Mart fried chicken, 7-Eleven spaghetti drowning in ketchup, and maybe a collagen jelly pouch if she feels healthy. Here's the cruel irony. While Japanese women have one of the longest lifespans in the world, their 20s are like a nutritional dumpster fire disguised with kawaii packaging. It's like watching someone Instagram a strawberry shortcake while quietly chain smoking outside a pachinko parlor. And this is where it gets fun, because we're going to dig through every tragic detail, from the obsession with diet food that's actually sugar bombs to the social pressure of cute cafe culture where girls pay 1,200 yen for a pancake stack the size of Mount Fuji. From instant noodles that could outlast a nuclear apocalypse to the national obsession with bread, even though Japan pretends it's a rice country. So buckle up. By the end of this, you'll never look at Lawson fried chicken, or that innocent little cup of bubble tea, the same way again. Cafe culture in Japan. The glossy brochures and travel influencers will have you believe every 20-something woman is sipping on ceremonial matcha while nibbling on a delicate wagashi. Reality check. She's sitting in a cramped Shibuya cafe, choking down a 1,200 yen sugar mountain disguised as pancakes. Japanese cafe menus aren't meals. They're edible traps designed for Instagram. Towering souffle pancakes dripping with syrup, milk teas loaded with enough tapioca pearls to choke a whale, frappuccinos that should be classified as chemical weapons. Every item screams, take a photo, ruin your pancreas. And the best part? These women convince themselves it's just a treat. Except treat in cafe language means 3 times a week. Every time a friend says, let's catch up. Cafe catch-ups are Japan's version of group therapy, except instead of solving problems, everyone just eats another strawberry parfait. Let's not forget the portion illusion. A plate of pancakes stacked like the Tokyo sky tree looks impressive, but nutritionally, it's like mainlining pure glucose. Add on the cute latte art, because apparently your self-worth is measured by how many cat faces you've posted on Instagram, and congratulations, you've hit your daily sugar intake before noon. Of course, the tragedy is these cafe outings are considered aspirational. In a culture where many 20s women earn barely enough to cover rent, blowing half a day's wages on a caramel macchiato and a slice of limited edition cheesecake is seen as lifestyle. Japan's cafe industry thrives not on taste but on aesthetics. Kawaii plates, pastel walls, and an endless supply of seasonal gimmicks. Sakura latte, melon cream soda, pumpkin spice cheesecake. It's basically diabetes with a cherry blossom filter. And after, guilt sets in. That's when the cycle of detox teas and collagen jelly begins. Spoiler, those are disasters too. But for now, cafe culture reigns supreme. The Instagram diet that looks elegant, tastes sweet, and metabolically wrecks an entire generation. Welcome to the Japanese definition of diet. Spoiler, it's not kale salads, it's not protein bowls. It's jelly pouches that look like space food and zero-calorie drinks that taste like liquefied regret. Walk into any Japanese convenience store and you'll see it. A wall of pastel-colored diet products. Collagen jelly, vitamin water, yogurt drinks with cartoon intestines printed on the bottle. They all scream healthy in kawaii fonts. But what are they really? Just sugar water with enough additives to glow in the dark. Take collagen jelly. Women in their 20s actually believe slurping down a 200 yen jelly pack every night will make their skin shine like K-pop idols. Reality check. Your stomach doesn't care. It digests collagen like any other protein. You might as well eat pork rinds and save yourself the embarrassment of sucking jelly like a toddler at the train station. Then there's the holy grail of Japanese dieting, zero-calorie drinks. They're everywhere. Green tea with fat-burning power, sparkling water infused with fiber. Even Coca-Cola Japan has a healthcare version. Sounds magical until you realize every single one is packed with artificial sweeteners that confuse your brain, wreck your gut, and make you hungrier than before. Diet food here isn't about losing weight, it's about selling hope in shiny plastic bottles. And let's not forget the beauty snacks. Tiny biscuits labeled with words like slim, beauty, or balance. Translation: 50 calories less than regular cookies, so you can brag on Instagram, I'm being healthy. Meanwhile, you're still eating processed flour and palm oil, but hey, at least the packaging has pastel flowers, so it feels less like self-destruction. The tragedy is this: Japanese 20s women are not stupid. They know real food exists, but social pressure and advertising work like hypnosis. A healthy diet is too expensive, too time-consuming, and let's be real, too un-Instagrammable. So they buy the jelly, sip the vitamin drink, and call it self-care. Self-care? Please. It's corporate slavery in a pouch. Japan loves to market itself as a rice culture. They'll tell you about the sacred connection between the rice field and the Japanese spirit, about steaming bowls of fluffy white rice passed down through generations. Beautiful, poetic, and completely irrelevant to the reality of 20s women living on the poverty diet. Because in 2025, the actual staple food of young Japanese women isn't rice, it's bread. Cheap, processed, plastic-wrapped bread. Let's be honest, rice requires effort. You have to wash it, soak it, cook it, clean the pot. Bread? Just rip open the plastic and shove it in your mouth on the way to your part-time job. That's why the shelves of every 7-Eleven and Family Mart are stacked with melon pan, curry bread, strawberry jam bread, even spaghetti stuffed bread. Yes, Japan is so carb-obsessed they put noodles inside bread. Double carbs. It's like the Atkins nightmare diet invented in Tokyo. The real tragedy? This isn't indulgence. It's survival. 20-something women working disposable jobs with disposable wages can't afford balanced meals. A bag of shokupan white bread costs less than a bowl of fresh vegetables. Instant ramen is cheaper than fresh fish. The result? A generation running on sugar spikes, carb crashes, and iced coffee refills. Of course, Japan disguises this carb disaster as café chic. A woman eating a croissant with her latte is considered stylish, cosmopolitan, westernized. What it really is, a symptom of poverty dressed up as lifestyle. Bread has become the poor woman's luxury. It's filling, it's cheap, and with enough Instagram filters you can pretend it's Paris instead of a 980 yen shoebox apartment in Saitama. And don't forget noodles. Ramen, udon, soba, pasta drowning in ketchup masquerading as Neapolitan. Carb on carb on carb. It's no wonder the National Health Surveys show rising metabolic syndrome even among women in their 20s. But try telling that to the girl posting hash aesthetic pics of her buttered toast. Japan calls itself the land of rice, but the daily diet of its 20-somethings proves one thing. This is actually the land of carbs for the poor. Japan brags about its longevity. We live the longest in the world, they say, as if it's because of fish, rice, and miso soup. Sure, but look at what 20-something women are really eating at 1 a.m. in their tiny apartments. Cup ramen. Styrofoam cups of boiling sodium water that taste like MSG and despair. Longevity? Not if this generation keeps eating like that. The routine is painfully predictable. Work late, stumble home half dead, and instead of cooking real food, just boil water, peel back the lid, and voila, dinner. And not just once in a while. We're talking 2, 3, 4 times a week. Cup noodles have replaced home-cooked meals as the national midnight ritual. It's Japan's unofficial religion, worship at the altar of Nissin. The irony, these same women will post on Instagram about healthy lifestyle, collagen jelly, yoga mats, green tea detox, while quietly slurping down chicken-flavored ramen that contains more sodium than the Pacific Ocean. One serving often has over 2,000 milligrams of salt. That's basically seasoning your arteries for an early heart attack. But hey, at least it comes in cute packaging, sometimes with anime characters. Nothing says self-care like hypertension in a Hello Kitty cup. And don't even get me started on the limited editions. Shrimp miso ramen, spicy cheese curry ramen, even luxury truffle-flavored ramen. As if slapping truffle powder on a block of dehydrated noodles turns it into fine dining. Sorry, but it's still instant carbs and chemicals, only now it costs double. Here's the deeper tragedy. Late-night noodles aren't just about laziness, they're about exhaustion and poverty. 20-something women working endless shifts at retail or office jobs don't have time, energy, or money to cook. Cup noodles are cheap, fast, and comforting. But long-term, it's nutritional suicide. A diet of instant noodles is the express lane to brittle bones, bad skin, and early burnout. So next time you hear Japan bragging about longevity, remember, the future looks more like a nation of 40-year-olds with stomach ulcers, all thanks to the midnight noodle cult. If you thought cafe pancakes were bad, welcome to the dark overlord of 20s Japanese women's diets. Sweet drinks. I'm talking lattes, milk teas, fruit sodas, bubble tea, basically liquid diabetes in kawaii packaging. These drinks aren't just snacks, they're full-blown meals in a cup. And the cult following? Absolutely religious. Bubble tea or tapioca milk tea is the queen of the disaster. Every woman in her 20s has at least one selfie with a plastic cup covered in condensation, straw the size of a pipeline, pearls bouncing around like landmines. But here's the kicker. One cup has more calories than a Big Mac. Yes, that cute pastel tea with cartoon stickers is actually a calorie nuke. Sugar, off the charts. Fat, hidden in the creamer. Tapioca pearls, pure starch bombs. It's not a drink, it's a liquid cake. And it doesn't stop there. Japan has weaponized seasonal drinks. Sakura latte in spring, melon soda in summer. Chestnut frappuccino in autumn, matcha whipped cream overload in winter. Every season is an excuse to drink another 500 calorie dessert disguised as a refreshment. Convenience stores even sell beauty smoothies that are just sugar water with a sad piece of spinach blended in. What's wild is how normalized this is. Drinking 2 bubble teas a week? Totally fine. Daily Starbucks run with extra caramel drizzle? Standard. Iced coffee with milk. Translation, sugar syrup, 3 times a day? Absolutely. And when weight gain shows up, what's the solution? Back to collagen jelly and 0-calorie soda. It's a cycle of self-destruction wrapped in kawaii Instagram aesthetics. Here's the irony. Japanese culture brags about moderation and healthy lifestyle. Yet the same 20s women who obsess over beauty filters are willingly mainlining corn syrup like it's oxygen. At this rate, the biggest bubble Japan needs to worry about isn't the housing market. It's the tapioca pearls clogging an entire generation's arteries. If late-night ramen is Japan's unofficial religion, then canned alcohol, too high, is the communion wine. Forget fine sake and classy whiskey. 20s women today are pounding convenience store cocktails with flavors like strong zero lemon or peach happiness. And let me tell you, there is nothing happy about waking up at 3 a.m. dehydrated, bloated, and wondering what you just did with your life. Chuhai is short for shochu highball, but in reality it's a sugar-laced, artificially flavored hangover grenade. The most famous, strong zero. 9% alcohol in a cheap, oversized can, flavored so sweet it could dissolve your dental fillings. Strong Zero is like Japan's answer to Four Loko, except marketed to women as cute, refreshing, calorie smart. Calorie smart? Sure, until you pair it with carriage and wake up 800 calories later. The tragedy is how normalized this is. After a long day of low-pay office work, what's the stress relief? Not therapy, not yoga. It's collapsing in a tiny apartment with 2 cans of Chuhai and a packet of convenience store fried chicken. Instagram even makes it look chic. Neon-lit shots of a strong zero next to Netflix on a laptop. Lifestyle branding for alcohol-induced despair. And let's not ignore the bar culture. Izakayas push all-you-can-drink deals for 3,000 yen, and 20s women are expected to keep up. Sweet plum wine, fizzy cocktails, and endless highballs, because being cute drunk is socially acceptable, while being sober at the table is suspicious. And so, hangovers become part of the weekly routine. Japan loves to brag about its low obesity rate. True, but let's talk about the other side. The bloating, the liver strain, the sugar damage. Combine too high with pancakes, ramen, and bubble tea, and you've got the perfect recipe for what I call the early aging starter pack. By 30, many women look like they've lived 3 lifetimes, all thanks to canned cocktails and empty carbs. So next time someone romanticizes Japan's clean, healthy lifestyle, just remember, in reality, it often ends with a strong zero in one hand and a cup ramen in the other. So here we are. The glossy illusion of Japan's 20s women, elegant, slim, glowing with health, collapses the moment you peek behind the Instagram filter. What do you actually see? Cafe pancakes the size of Mount Fuji, bubble tea that could fuel a small car, bread stuffed with noodles, cup ramen as a bedtime lullaby, strong zero cans stacked like trophies of self-destruction. It's not tradition, it's not refinement. It's a tragedy disguised as lifestyle. The cruel irony? The world still worships the Japanese diet as some kind of miracle for longevity. Foreigners gush about fish, rice, and miso, while the reality for 20-something women is a cycle of sugar highs, sodium crashes, and alcohol-induced brain fog. It's not about living long, it's about surviving the week, and yet every disaster is sugar-coated, literally. Cafes market sugar bombs as limited edition experiences. Convenience stores slap beauty on packaging and convince young women that sucking collagen jelly will save them. Alcohol companies peddle chemical cocktails as refreshing girl drinks. It's industrialized self-harm, marketed with kawaii fonts and cherry blossom graphics. Here's the tragic punchline. These women aren't making bad choices because they're foolish. They're making them because Japan's economy leaves them no choice. Low wages, long hours, and social pressure funnel them into diets of carbs, sugar, and chemicals. It's not indulgence. It's survival disguised as cuteness. And by the time reality hits, the bloating, the skin problems, the metabolic crashes, society has already moved on to glamorizing the next batch of 20-year-olds, feeding them the same poisonous cycle. So next time someone romanticizes Japan's healthy women, remember this. It's not sushi and green tea. It's pancakes, ramen, and strong zero. The national tragedy is not just what they eat. It's how the system forces them to Instagram their own downfall, one kawaii snack at a time.